Can Pakistan survive without USA's funding? Yes, Pakistan can survive without U.S. funding, but it would face serious challenges and would need to restructure key aspects of its economy, foreign policy, and military priorities. Let's break it down. Why Pakistan can survive without U.S. funding. 1. U.S. aid has already declined sharply. Since the height of the War on Terror, 2001-2011, U.S. military and economic aid to Pakistan has dropped dramatically. For example, U.S. civilian and military aid fell from $2+ billion a year in the 2000s to under $100 million a year in recent years. Pakistan is already functioning with minimal U.S. financial support. 2. New partnerships have emerged. China has become Pakistan's key strategic and economic partner, e.g. CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Trade and investment from the Gulf countries Turkey and Russia are increasing. 3. Diaspora remittances are a lifeline. Pakistan receives $25 to $30 billion a year from its diaspora, mainly from Gulf countries, the U.S., UK. This is a more stable and essential income source than U.S. government aid. 4. Nuclear deterrent. Pakistan's strategic nuclear capability means that military dependency on the U.S. is less critical than for other developing states. But without U.S. support, Pakistan faces challenges. 1. IMF and financial pressure. U.S. influence on global institutions like the IMF and World Bank can affect whether Pakistan gets bailouts and loans during economic crises. Pakistan is highly dependent on IMF programs to avoid defaulting on debt. 2. Military modernization suffers. The Pakistani military previously relied heavily on U.S. equipment and training. Without U.S. access, it must depend on Chinese or Turkish technology, which may not always match in quality or interoperability. 3. Geopolitical isolation risk. A hostile U.S. can shape international perceptions and block diplomatic or trade opportunities for Pakistan, especially relevant in FATF gray listing, UN votes, or defense sanctions. 4. Foreign investment impact. Western investors often follow U.S. political signals. Without friendly ties, Pakistan may struggle to attract long-term foreign investment from the West. What would Pakistan need to do to truly break free? Strategy explanation. Diversify economy, boost exports, textiles, IT, agriculture, reduce import dependency, and promote industrialization. Tax reform, increase internal revenue by expanding the tax base and ending elite tax exemptions. Energy independence. Fix energy inefficiencies and invest in sustainable energy to cut import costs. Balanced diplomacy. Avoid over-reliance on China or Gulf states. Maintain working relations with all blocs. Good governance, political stability, rule of law, and anti-corruption efforts are essential to attract local and foreign investment. Final thoughts. Survival without U.S. funding is possible and already happening to a large extent. But thriving without U.S. or Western cooperation requires deep internal reforms and smart global diplomacy. The real issue isn't U.S. aid alone, but how Pakistan manages its economy, institutions, and alliances.